Have you ever had a song stuck in your head that doesn't exist yet? You know, you wish you could just create it, but maybe you don't play an instrument, you can't read music. Well, with a tool like Suno AI, you can generate a full, professional-sounding track from just a few words. But as you can imagine, this incredible new power has kicked off a massive legal battle that could literally change music forever. So let's break down how we got from a simple idea to a massive federal lawsuit.
You know, it all starts with something like this, a prompt. This is a real request a user on Reddit typed into Suno. They were trying to capture the sound of a song, kind of like Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. And that's really how simple it is. You just describe the music you're hearing in your head. So how does that text actually transform into a full-blown song? For a lot of people trying this for the first time, the experience feels like, well, pure magic. But to really get a handle on the controversy, we first have to understand the creative process itself. In what Suno calls its simple mode, it really is just these 3 steps. You type in your style, you decide if you want to write your own lyrics or just let the AI handle it, and then you click create. And in just a couple of minutes, you get 2 totally unique versions of your song. It's designed so that literally anyone can give it a shot.
And this is what the AI came up with for that user's prompt. It generated these lyrics for a song they ended up calling Neon Nights. You can totally see how it picked up on those love and heartbreak themes and that retro 80s vibe to build this whole world of city streets and electric dreams.
But of course, a 1-minute clip isn't really a full song, right? This is the exact question our Reddit user asked next. And the answer is, yeah, you absolutely can make it longer. But that's the moment you kind of graduate from being just a user to becoming an AI producer. To get that next level of control, you have to jump into what's called custom mode. And this is where it unlocks a whole suite of tools that let you structure, extend, and really fine-tune your track with way more precision. You're essentially learning how to direct the AI. And the pro users have figured out all sorts of tricks. You can use these little meta tags like writing first or chorus to build out a traditional song structure. You can add parentheses around words to generate background vocals. Some people are even using another AI like Claude to co-write more complex lyrics before they even bring them into Suno. Users have even discovered these really clever hacks to get more artistic control. So, for example, if you want the AI vocalist to hold a note and make it sound more expressive, you can just stretch out the vowels in the lyrics yourself, like writing good, bye. It's kind of brilliant. And this technology is just evolving at a breakneck pace. Version 3 launched in March 2024, and by November, a V4 beta was already out for pro users. This kind of rapid development, adding powerful stuff like remaster and personas, it just shows you how fast the space is moving. And it's exactly why the music industry is paying such close attention. Okay, so you've made your masterpiece, you've extended it, you've perfected it, but that brings us to the most important and honestly the most complicated question of all. Who actually owns this thing? This is where our story takes a very sharp turn. On the surface, Suno's terms seem pretty clear. If you're a free user, Suno owns the song. Simple. If you're a paying Pro or Premier subscriber, you own it. You can even use it commercially. Seems straightforward enough, right? Well, not so fast. The real catch is buried in Suno's own knowledge base. They state that while you might own the song, it may not be eligible for copyright protection. And that one little phrase, it changes everything. So why is that? It's because, according to the US Copyright Office, copyright protects material created by a human. If an AI generates the music and the melody, it's seen as lacking the necessary human authorship. It turns out just writing the prompt isn't enough to be considered the creator of the actual song in the eyes of the law. And this legal gray area has definitely not gone unnoticed. While individual creators are trying to figure out copyright, the entire music industry is gearing up for a massive fight over how these AI models were built in the first place. And the pushback is coming from 2 angles, artistic and legal. The musician Nick Cave called AI lyrics written in his style a travesty, saying that real songwriting is a blood and guts business that a piece of tech can't replicate. It could only mock. And he's really speaking for a lot of artists who feel like their life's work is being devalued. And those feelings have now officially moved from blogs into the courtroom. On June 24th, 2024, the RIAA, that's the group representing the biggest record labels in the world, filed a huge lawsuit against both Suno and its main competitor, Udio. So here's the core of the fight. The record labels claim Suno committed massive copyright infringement by training its AI on their music, without asking, without a license. Suno, for its part, admits to using copyrighted songs for training, but argues that what they did is totally legal under something called the fair use doctrine. That's a legal concept that allows limited use of copyrighted material for things like research or transformation.
So this lawsuit really puts the very nature of creativity itself on trial. Is an AI that learns from existing music just engaging in theft? Or is it doing something that's fundamentally similar to how human artists have always learned their craft?
And that's the argument you hear all the time from AI supporters, like this user on Reddit. They'll ask, hey, don't human artists train on the music they listen to? Every band was influenced by another band. How is this any different? But that, of course, leads to a much deeper question. Is the mathematical process of an AI analyzing a million songs, is that really the same thing as a human being feeling inspired by their favorite artists? A lot of people would argue that machine training and human learning are two fundamentally different things. Ultimately, it forces us all to confront a question that has haunted the art world for centuries, but it's now been supercharged by technology. Where do we draw the line between inspiration and appropriation? So yeah, we've gone from a simple text prompt creating a fun little synth-pop song all the way to a global legal fight that is challenging our core definitions of ownership, creativity, and what it even means to be an artist. And that leaves us with the big final question. Is a tool like Suno just a revolutionary new instrument, like the synthesizer or the sampler, that's going to unlock new forms of human creativity? Or does it represent something else entirely? The beginning of the end for the human artist as we know it? The answer is still being written.